Yay, back with more Wander Over Yonder fusions. Part 2, let's go. How long has it been? What, a year? Well, I never said I would get to it immediately. But now that we're finally here, here we go, more Wander Over Yonder fusions. So let's start with a Wander Peepers fusion. And this one, he is an alien cowboy. You know, since Wander looks soft and is soft, and Peepers looks evil and is indeed evil, here's the thing, I'm having a hard time deciding which side would be the strongest in this fusion. Like, is Wander's kindness stronger than Peepers' evilness? At the end, I feel like this fusion would be a character that tries to look cold and distant and mean, but is actually kind of nice. Like, he openly carries around guns, looking intimidating. I mean, as much as a small alien cowboy can be. But they're also fake guns, you know? They don't shoot lasers or anything. I guess he's a nice person, but he's in denial, is what I'm saying. So yes, that means I do think Wander is really nicer than Peepers is evil. And another thing, aren't these guys both pretty smart? I would say Wander is wise and Peepers is smart. So brains must be a strong part of this fusion, I guess. But I don't know how to translate smart or wise into something visual. Like, how do you make a character look like that? Do Wander and Peepers look like that? I think Peepers looks stupid. Also, Peepers and Wander both have really tall hats. So this character, he has a tall hat. A really tall hat. Part of me wants to make the hat almost like a part of the character's body. Like, it isn't removable or anything. But I wasn't sure about it. At the end, I actually added 2 more eyes to the hat, you know, to make it more clear that the hat is a part of the body. But I'm still not sure about it, so I kept both versions. And the second one, this one is a Wander and Silvia fusion. You see, this one should have been the first one someone would make, right? Like, if you decide to make Wander fusions, you should start from this one. It's Wander and Silvia, and I actually did make a fusion between them back then, but it wasn't good enough for me, so I wanted to work on it a little longer. So my first idea back then was to make them a centaur. Is that how you say that word? It's the creature with the horse body and the half horse half human creature thing. It's that. But why stop there? Why stop with like 4 legs? Let's give them many limbs. Let's make their body even longer, and you could add some humps like camel humps, and those could be like Wander's tall hat, you know? And they'll be very colorful and fun with black stripes to divide those colors, and they'll have 4 eyes because with so many limbs you would need more eyes to control all those limbs, because that's how it works. You got eyes for brains. That's why I have so many of them. I am powerful and smart. I'm also imagining this character just flying around in space, no need for a bubble to travel around, just moving on their own, just because I think it would look cool. I don't know which character would give them this trait actually. And this should be the part where I describe their personality, but the problem is I have no idea what their personality would be like. I mean, it's not like Wander and Silvia have personalities that are too similar, but their personalities are supposed to balance each other, and it works when they are 2 separate beings. So how would it work when they're combined into one being? As in, for example, in a situation where one would go for a peaceful solution, and the other would choose to just punch people. Which solution would this character go for? I mean, I know they'd be a good person, and I guess they'd love traveling, like the things that Silvia and Wander have in common, but they they give Hader a fruit basket and they punch him in the face while yelling, "Now be my friend," just befriending people by using force. And for the next one, we have a Hader-Silvia fusion, and I had to learn how to draw a horse skull, and it was worth it. I also decided to make their horse and dinosaur elements more apparent by giving them horse-like legs and those spikes on their back. Also, one of their hands was supposed to be like larger, like intentionally larger, but instead it looks like a mistake. So I guess I will have to live with that. I decided to turn Hader's cloak into something more casual, you know, like a hoodie. I kept their skin blue because Hader has no skin. So what about their personality? I think that even with the addition of Silvia, they would probably still be evil. In fact, maybe they would be an even better villain than Hader is. But I also think they would be easier to redeem, if that makes any sense. Like if Wonder kept trying and trying to befriend them, after a while they would feel bad for him. And they would, at first like pretend to accept their friendship offer, and like after a while they would slowly warm up to him and they would actually be a good person and stuff. Because Hader is a very childish and stubborn character, and I don't think Silvia is like that. Well, at least not as much as Hader is. So I feel like this fusion would be more open to change their ways, if that makes any sense. And for this final one, we have a dead glare of Peepers and Hader fusion. I had to learn how to draw a rib cage, and then I drew the cloak over it. And now it's completely covered anyway, so what was the point of that? Okay, so he is technically still wearing a cloak, but this one is open at the front, so it's different. So I tried to give him a ribcage that was outside of his clothes, like it's an accessory of his top, and the collarbones like transform into those curved lightning bolt shapes on his shoulders. It's harder to explain. It's a lot less cool when I explain it actually. And with this character, I also think that the clothes are not removable, they're just part of his body, and the hood of his cloak is just full of eyeballs. His head is just many eyeballs, which is another reason why the clothes shouldn't be removable, because then his eyes would just fall. Okay, and I don't think I would have to tell you that this guy's evil, but he really do be evil. This guy's up to no good. Again, this one has a similar problem to Wander and Silvia, as in these characters were given traits that are meant to kind of balance each other, so it's not easy to give him a clear personality. But I do kind of feel like Peepers' personality would be more like overpowering in this fusion, because you know how Hader is evil because he wants respect and he wants to be liked, and this is the only way he thinks he can get those things. But Peepers is evil because he is evil, and I feel like this character would be like his motives would be similar to Peepers' motives pretty much. Also, I added 2 more floating eyeballs to his shoulders. I kept removing them and then I added them back, and at the end I don't know if it looks good or if it's maybe too many eyeballs. I don't know. Also, I just noticed that these 4 look like they're all in a gang, like a motorcycle space gang. So I guess that's cool. Maybe I'll have to draw that within the next year.